Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the High Ticket Coaching and Consultant Strategy and Growth Show. Now, if you're watching this show anywhere else but within our private community called High Ticket Client Attraction Insider Circle, be sure to come join us. We just surpassed 6,000 members in our community, and we definitely love to have you. That community was put together specifically for our coaches, consultants, and service providers who are serious about growing to that 6 and that 7-figure level. Now, today, with today's guest, I want to introduce you to one of the members of our private community here, who is Daniela Mendez. Welcome, Daniela.
Hi, Extus. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. So, Daniela, tell us, what is it that you do?
Well, I help families and parents to teach their kids to sleep independently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I do this through education on sleep science
Mm-hmm.
and behavior, psychological behavior. There is, of course, a lot that when we are parents, we don't know about sleep. There are things that they don't come with a book, they're about sleep, sometimes about feeding. So this is what I do.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that is so true as well. So when you're a kid, right, you believe that your parents have all the answers and they know everything. But then when you grow up and you become a parent, you realize that, were my parents just guessing? Like, did they really know what they were doing?
Yes. Thankfully, right now we have a lot of more information. There is a lot more research on how should we do the things and
Mm-hmm.
how we should eat and how much sleep we should get, other how we should discipline too. There
Mm-hmm.
is things that when we were raised they weren't there, or that they were always trying.
Yeah.
So, and for expecting parents, for example, that the kids are not there, sometimes they are concerned about how they're gonna sleep. So they can call, and I will tell them, listen, these are the ways. These are ways that you can make it better. You can make it easier. And when the kids are already there and they're finding challenges, and I help them through the process and understanding why it doesn't work what they're doing. It has
Mm-hmm.
a lot to do with behavior, basically.
Yeah. Awesome. So how did you get, what made you choose this niche to help?
I was one of those. I
Uh-huh.
was one of those deprived parents. I had sleep deprived parents. I became a mom. I had a 6-month-old, and I had the newborn baby. So the newborn baby didn't want to sleep at all. She
Mm-hmm.
was just crying and crying. And one of those sleepless nights, I was looking through Facebook, through internet. How do I fix this? There is a help, and I found that there is sleep coaches. I found the sleep lady, Kim West, and I read through it. I decided to find help, and she helped me. And I said, there is other parents that they can benefit for this, and I decided to become a sleep coach and share this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really, really important.
Yeah, that is so
You know.
powerful as well too. Yeah. So now when it comes to how you work with clients, do you work with them just in a local area? Do you do it globally?
I do it globally. Yes, I can do calls. How we're talking now, and there is the benefit of visiting, because then you meet the kid too, and you get more the family feeling. But nowadays with these tools, it's really great. You can see the kids dancing around and moving around, and you get that feeling too, because and this kind of coaching is a lot about personality too, and how you as a parent uh, like to approach your kids, and
Hmm.
what you are willing to do and what you're not willing to do.
Yeah. And ultimately, the person you coach, you don't really coach the kids, you coach the parents, right?
Yes, I
Mhm.
coach the parent. The parent is the one who is going to teach their kid, who is going to leave the opportunity to the kid to learn, to self-soothe and put themselves to sleep.
Mhm. Awesome. And you built an entire, that's pretty cool. You built a business around literally your passion. So this is just something you're passionate about. You just built a business around
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
yes, it's really, I feel really grateful to have this opportunity, to be there. It's been really, when you are not sleeping and you feel like I want to do the best for my kids. that I'm not sleeping. If I'm not sleeping, I'm not in a good mood.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel that you're doing it wrong, and it can be really, really stressful. I think it's really good to have that tool, then know that it's okay. We all go through it, and there is things that you didn't know, and now you know, so you can make an informed decision based on what you know now.
Mm-hmm. And how do you work with your clients? Is it one-on-one? Do you have a program that you offer them? How do you work with them?
Yes, there is one-on-one programs, and I do workshops too.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there is family fairs when I can, where I go and I have some talks. While you're talking, you can have that kind of feeling of what is happening around what everyone is saying too.
Mm-hmm. So are you saying you work with the entire family as well, or is it just based on the one
Sometimes,
parent?
because and depends of the caregivers. So sometimes you have the parent, and then you have the grandparents that take care of the kids too, and different days. So they need to be educated too,
Mm-hmm.
or the nannies. It can be too.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone who is involved in the life of the child needs to know what to do,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Awesome. Now, what about starting like a virtual business wise? Was that a part of your dream? Have you always said, okay, I want to build a business where it's online and virtual?
Yes, from the beginning. Now the website, I had the website and a blog
Mm-hmm.
where you can. At the beginning, it was like this. I started like 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now the website is actually in maintenance, so it will come with new things. Then it can be more helpful.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So, and what's your background then? How did you what did you do before you guys started as a sleep coach?
Well, I'm Venezuelan and I study in my country. I study law. When I finished the university, I said I'm gonna go to Malta, then it's where I'm located now, and I'm gonna study English. It looked like an amazing place, and I'm gonna study English. There is a maritime law there institute, so I can study maritime law too. And when I came here, I decided to stay. I wasn't gonna study law anymore. I wasn't really interested in that. Had my kids, and this came up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And right now, so you left Venezuela. So right now you're in Malta, right?
I'm in Malta, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Perfect. So in essence, you get to with your business as well. So you could take your business wherever you go with you, right? So there's no
Yes,
limitations.
definitely.
Yeah.
Which is really, um, it's good, and I can also help. I've been helping families too from the north of Europe and Australia. It's really good to have this opportunity that you can be reachable and from any other place.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Mm.
So in essence, what's the next, I guess, what are you seeing as far as the next evolution of kind of your business where you're at in the next level you're working towards?
It will be to have probably a member area on the site,
Mm-hmm.
so you can, because kids grow, and as they grow, there is different needs, there is different things there is things that change,
Mm-hmm.
and new tools that is good, we know. So while you are a member on the site, you can, it will grow your education as your child grows, and I can be there supporting.
Yeah. And what about in terms of helping the parents with the kids as well too? What have you found? Is there like a typical time frame it takes you to help them? I mean, is it like a couple of weeks? Is it a couple of months? Like how long does it take, or does it vary from parent to parent?
It varies and to
Mm-hmm.
parent and from parent to parent, and depends of how much support they need, and depends of the case, basically, of how and how the personality is. Some people can do enough just reading a book
Mm-hmm.
or just going to the gym alone. Others needs the trainer there. So for now, I offer 1 week support or 2 week support, and then you will have a phone call that you can use in different state.
Mm-hmm.
So with kids, it happens if they get sick, or sometimes there is a birthday, the behavior change. So they can use that call to reach out without necessarily getting a whole package.
Hmm. Okay, awesome, awesome. Love it. Now, question, in terms of where you are today, right? So how the success you have created for yourself within your business and stuff like that, are there any stories as far as things that's maybe happened in the past that's kind of gotten you to where you were able to build your business and kind of do what you love?
Sorry, I'm not sure I understood the question.
Hmm. Like in terms of story wise, one of the questions I love asking is say like, what's an event, maybe a story in your past that you realize, okay, because of that thing that happened, that's what got me to the place where I'm at today, whether it's in my life and my business.
Well, definitely to be a mom, then I couldn't sleep and it was
Hmm.
affecting my mental health.
Okay, so
I didn't know by then that I had postpartum depression too, and the fact of not sleeping, it was
hmm.
really, really taking on the whole family. So that is what it got me into it. And then receiving this from the families I work with, then I could just talk with them and they will start crying or feeling like, oh, thank you, because like I feel I can never talk with anyone about this because everyone says it's okay, it's gonna pass, or they say just let them cry. Then it's
Hmm.
not what I do. That it keeps me pushing. It keeps me there. Like
Yeah,
I'm here and I'm able to work.
yeah.
I'm able to offer and to share what I know to help them to have a better sleep and a better well-being.
Hmm. So in your case, in terms of your kid, how long was the crying for? Was it like all night? How do you know when? Because it's normal that kids cry, right? Kids cry and not don't sleep for a little bit. But how do you know when it's like too much?
Mm, okay, there is my kid, for example, she
Hmm.
will only sleep in a particular position. I remember my sister was the only one who could make her sleep,
Hmm.
and there was only that way. I knew something was wrong, and by knowing these things, how much okay the kids will cry more when they are sleep deprived.
Hmm.
So they start affecting their mood and start affecting their appetite. When you see that these kind of things are happening, you might need to find help too. You
Hmm.
know, there is where listen, this is affecting because yes, all kids cry. That's part of being a kid, even
Hmm.
adults. That there when you see that there is other things that are getting affected,
Hmm.
I think that's a big call. That's the moment where you need to find help.
Okay, so you're saying ultimately with kids, there could be a point where the kid is crying, but the kid might be sleep deprived because they're not sleeping right, right? So it's
Yes,
sleep deprived, and
yes.
now they're just crying, crying, crying. So it's really something. The issue is with the sleep.
Yes, it can take,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be another reason. Okay, there is when I've gotten families that they are not sleeping, but the not sleeping can be related to a medical condition.
Mm-hmm.
That's something important. So there, then it needs to be a referral
Mm-hmm.
because these medical conditions can be affecting sleep. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really most of the time is about the sleep deprivation.
Mm-hmm.
There is this saying like don't let the kids sleep during the day so they can sleep during the night. This is things they still keep. I can hear them nowadays, and that is totally against science.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep begets sleep. The more you sleep, the more your body is going to be willing to sleep. What
Mm-hmm.
happens and when we don't sleep is that we don't sleep the amount of time that we're supposed to sleep as
Mm-hmm.
adults and as kids. The brain segregates a hormone, then it's called cortisol. It's like mild form of adrenaline,
Mm-hmm.
and this makes us stay awake. Okay, makes us feel hyper. You know, I don't know if it happened to you that sometimes you are like, okay, I feel sleepy, and then 50 minutes pass, and then you're like, I'm awake, and now I can't sleep. That's because the cortisol just injected in your brain, and now you need to wait some time until that goes down, and then it's gonna be easier for you. and
Mm-hmm.
it's accumulative. So the sleep deprived kid is always there running on cortisol.
Mm-hmm.
And you can imagine that that's not really healthy.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what is the core of your process in terms of if we look at the core of what makes your process maybe different from other people, or it's the core of what you do. Just like for me, right? So in my business, I help coaches and consultants get consistent high ticket clients. And one of the things that kind of separates me from everyone else is my process is taking someone from helping a coach, a consultant, take a stranger to a paying client with them within 48 hours or less. So while every other coach or consultant, they're out there spending a whole bunch of time doing a whole bunch of stuff, like hoping like they get a client. For us, we call them sick funnels, and the sick funnels, like when you build them and you run them within 48 hours or less, taking strangers, and in 48 hours they could actually become a client, paying you maybe $5,000, $10,000 on those different types of things. So that's like the core of my process. So with yours, what is the core? Like, what's your premise of what your entire philosophy is built on?
I'm not sure I understand the question, but the way I contact the clients
Mm-hmm.
of these families is that I offer a free phone call consultation.
Oh no, no, no,
Okay,
hang on. Nope, not the
this
right
is not
question.
complicated.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So
you can
like,
start into it.
with with what you do, like what's the core, right? So maybe some people say, well, the way you help your kids stop sleeping is maybe say, well, you got to make sure they sleep at this time. And other people might say, well, the way you stop your kid from sleeping is maybe you read them stories or something. But
Okay,
everyone has like maybe some, and I don't know if that's how it is, but maybe each person has a core thing. They say, well, this is a technique. If you want your kid to sleep, do this. This is what
okay,
you have to master.
okay, okay.
So do you have one?
The consistency.
Mm-hmm. Consistency.
Consistency is the key of
Mm-hmm.
all sleep training, and I will say, and discipline with kids.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency, and it has to be so. Of course, you have to be consistent. You have to have discipline, but to have discipline, you need to know what to do,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to know that what you're doing is the right thing. And that is where I'm there, and it's when I'm give you information on how this works, how sleep works, and how the behavior works, so you can take informed decision. And that is what is going to keep you disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's going to make you to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
once you are consistent, it just it happens. It's there has been parents that it's been with issues for years, and in 2 nights the kid is sleeping and they cannot believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Just for 2 days that you've been consistent, it just changed everything. Because I don't know if you're aware that the difference between or the what is contrary to consistency is intermittent reinforcement. Are you aware of this concept?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and Sharon.
This is the base of the slot machines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you go, you put a coin and you press 5 times and you get a win. You say, okay, I can get something. You put another coin, maybe this time you have to get 10 times, and then you get a win.
Right.
Then sometimes you lose, but sometimes you win. So that not knowing, it makes you want to stay there. That can make crying more.
Mm-hmm.
That is what makes more crying, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what makes everything can be different, difficult. So when you are consistent, this intermittent reinforcement doesn't happen, and it makes the kid to know what to wait for, what to expect, and that is where they thrive.
Mm-hmm. Powerful stuff, powerful stuff. Now, the next question I have for you is, what about your life? So, I guess with where you are right now, what skills have you developed as far as just on your journey? Have you developed any skills that's helped you become successful? What's one of your skills?
Listening, I think listening, and to really understanding where the parent is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
That is really important for me, and to help them to be consistent. Because yes, there is the education that I can offer, but if I don't understand what their fears are, I cannot give them the tool to stay consistent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes of course they want to sleep, they want to help their kid, but they are afraid of listen to them crying because they think that too much crying is going to affect their brain. So I come with their research and tell them this is what the research says, or I give you coping mechanisms to stay there. So I think listening, really, really listening to what they want and how they say it, it's really important.
Hmm. Awesome. Now, what about because you used the example, you could stop if someone if a kid is crying, you could stop them in like a couple of nights. Does it happen that quickly?
It had happened, yes.
Hmm.
It
Okay.
happened with a breastfeeding mom. The only way and the kid will sleep was with the breast, and she was feeling really stressed because it will happen in the streets that he would just pull, and she was feeling it's not my body anymore. It
Hmm.
was really stressful for her. It was affecting her. And we took the okay, let's try it another way. What about if you're not present and the parent is present, the father is present, and two nights he was sleeping, and
Hmm.
she couldn't believe it. It was really really good for them because they started resting. It was 2 years without sleeping a whole night.
Hmm. Yeah, that is fascinating. Yeah, you since I've hosted the show, you're the first sleep coach I've had on here, and I really didn't understand how it works or why someone would even need a sleep coach. Maybe because I don't have any kids yet, but now just
There is
listening
coach
to
for adults.
what's that?
There's sleep coach for adults too.
Hmm. Oh, there's sleep coach for adults too. Oh,
Yes,
cool. Interesting. Yeah. But yeah,
yes,
you
yes.
definitely brought some a lot of awareness. So hopefully individuals listening to this, if you do have a kid that's crying, that's not sleeping, hey, Daniela, you gotta talk to, all right? So Daniela, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Now is Facebook is the best way. I'm there. Facebook Marketplace, the one that I heard you're using it too. Um, and there you can contact me, and soon the website is going to be available, and you can contact me through it there.
Hmm.
Daniela Sleep Coach is the Facebook page.
Awesome, awesome. And the links to contact Daniela is going to be right below this video, guys. So if you're watching on the replay or on the live, you'll be able to click right there and go directly, connect directly with her. Awesome, Daniela. Well, hey,
Thank you.
appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much for making the time. Do you have any final thoughts before we end?
Not really.
Hmm.
Thank you very much. And if you need any help, I'm here.
Awesome, perfect. Well, thank you again, and we'll be in touch.
Bye.